Hello everybody and welcome to episode number 11 now of Saxlingham Survival, and we're starting to do okay other than the fact that we only have £2,825 and have a heck of a lot of things we need to buy, being mostly, well, before harvest we need to get a new harvester. Yeah, that's going to be our most expensive thing we get coming up. But for a minute, that's not a priority. Now, you might have noticed then, I'm amazed. How quick does this greenhouse trigger produce product? Look at that. We've got, I mean, is that 1,000? Yeah, that's 1,000 litres. Wow, that is unrealistically fast, I would say. But I'm going to leave it because we're warming up, aren't we? Off camera, just while I'm talking about that as well, I have tweaked this ever so slightly. I've just tried to make it a little bit more realistic and not floating in the air so much. So these decorations cost absolute zero anyway, so there's no cost to doing that. But it just looks a bit better, doesn't it? It looks a bit better. I think if we continue this fence along here, that same type of fence, and yeah, we'll continue it along here and put it down the side there, probably with a gate here, and join it to the house. That would look quite cool. It'll look like a little side garden, won't it? Yeah. It reminds me, I need to sell that. That's why I left it there, wasn't it? So that I reminded myself to do it. And we might as well just sell these as well, because the longer we leave it, the further away from January we get, the less and less these are worth. So we might as well get, actually, 975 litres. There's almost some tomatoes going to spawn in a minute as well. So we might as well just get rid of the 3 pallets once that's actually turned up. Makes a little bit of side money, doesn't it? Now, in terms of some modifications I've added, so I've jumped into Mod Hub, and let's just find it here. If I go into here, right, it's jumped on mowers, which is ideal actually. So I've added this mower. I figured if we're going to try and keep the other mower for a little while, we might as well add a front mower to it. Now that we've got a small tractor, or both of our tractors in fact have got front linkages, let's go with the small front linkage mower on the front. That will just trim the time down a little bit, won't it? So we're going to be rolling with those two. Yeah, which for a minute will do. I am keeping an eye out on some sort of batwing mower, but there isn't a great deal of selection at the minute on ModHub. Just while we're here, tethers as well, I've activated, you'll see this one here. Still quite expensive, but obviously I'm going to be heavily reliant on it appearing in the shop, aren't I? So, yeah, I think that's pretty good. What is it width-wise? 5.5 meters, so is a heck of a lot better than what we've got at the minute. So yep, that we're going to keep an eye on. Potentially that, if it appears in the shop, might be a bit of a bargain. But yeah, that's that. What else did I add? A windrower. I added a new type of windrower in. This is the one that we have currently. It doesn't tell you. It is actually 3 meters because it tells you in the mod description, but it doesn't tell you here how wide this is. But yeah, it is 3 meters in windrow mode. But I've added this. Look, I use something extremely similar in FS22, and it's just cool. I mean, I liked it because it's essentially the same thing. There's nothing mechanical about it really. It's all done by the gears, and you literally just drag it along. But yeah, we're going to use that. We're going to buy that at some point. But again, no way is that here and now. That's going to be, if we're desperate for it, hire purchase, no doubt. But I would like to wait for something like that to appear in the shop. The reason I activate these as soon as I can is because it's more likely to appear in the shop, isn't it? If you haven't activated the mod, it definitely won't be in the shop. So, weeders, I actually didn't go for a weeder because there is absolutely nothing. These are part of a pack, but they're tiny. There's nothing available which would suit the series and be big enough. However, there is a sprayer. So again, I'll show you that. Comes with 2. This I think is for... this is for doing like your orchards and things like that. We obviously won't use that, but this here looks pretty good. So it's definitely old-fashioned. It looks like someone's made it themselves, which I like. Kind of suits the series. You have the option of going, it says 6.5 in the left-hand corner, but I think you can go, there we go, we can go up to 11. That's pretty good. I mean, 11 meters isn't very big at all, but for the size of field we have, that's pretty good. The capacity of it is only 400 litres of herbicide, which is a bit of a nightmare. We will be back and forth filling that up, I'm sure. But see that even now at 11 meters, it's only £3,000. If that appears in the shop, even better. You just got to consider the cost of the herbicide to go with it. So that resolves that. What else? I've added more than that. I know I have. Let me just try and think. Definitely, I know what I've added. I've added in. I say it every episode. I really hate this shop menu because I can never remember where anything is. Right, here we go. Combines. I've added a variation of combine. So obviously this is what we have currently, which is just as soon as you touch the header, it's awful. 3 miles per hour. Its capacity is rubbish. So I've added in. Okay, they've mixed them up a little bit. So I've added in this one again. Same as pretty much everything I do. I rely on the used shop to give me this kind of stuff. But if we can get that half price, 50% off damaged second hand, then that ain't gonna be too bad, is it? So that's pretty good. Capacity is decent, isn't it? It's double what we're used to. It says 15 miles per hour there. Obviously that varies when you attach a header, but the headers, I believe, as standard tend to do 6 miles per hour, which is pretty much completely standard across the board really, and double the speed of what we've got, which is this thing, which is just awful. This I've had activated for a while. Pretty good value, that's all really. There's nothing about it. It's pretty standard. This in fact, was this a standard harvester back in, maybe it was FS17, might have been FS19. This was quite a standard harvester. This time around you have to actually manually download and add it, but that's there. So again, if it appears in the shop, ideal. And then these are 2 separate mods, albeit very similar. This one here, I've used. This is, you know, I talk about the case being nostalgic. This is absolutely nostalgic as well. I don't know how many hours I've spent in different game versions, but in this exact harvester, it's a really good harvester. Look, its capacity is 7,500, which is massive. Its horsepower is actually pretty good. Look, 221. Probably has, I don't know, an option where, I don't know, maybe it doesn't. They normally have an option where you can make the engine bigger, but maybe that's the mega version. So that, again, if that appears in the shop half price, pretty good. Pretty good. This is probably the big boy. Yeah, this is the one where you can customize its horsepower. So that's probably borderline too big. But actually, for 90,000, again, if we get that half price for about 45,000, that's pretty good. Pretty good. And it will, yeah, it goes up to 270 horsepower. Again, this map's not overly hilly, so we don't need to go crazy. But so yeah, couple of harvester options. We will obviously have a look in the used shop in a minute and see if any of those have appeared. But I kind of hope they haven't, because I ain't ready this episode. We're definitely not ready this episode. There was something else I added. I'm sure of it. But what was it? If the shop menu wasn't such a... Oh, that was it. Here we go. I added, because I spoke about it in the last episode, didn't I? I didn't ideally want to be using that for river water. I don't think that's clean. So I don't want to do that again. This thing here just kind of appealed. It's only £800. You can't go wrong, can you? 2,000 litres, which is about the same as what we used last episode. And it almost looks like a piece of the decoration which I've put in. So I think it's fair to say, if we buy that, we can delete that other decoration as an extra item, and we'll just kind of role play that we've fixed it up. But yeah, for 800 quid, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong at all. Good. Cool. And that was that it? I don't know now. Maybe that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. I might remember something else. I think the back of my mind, I might have added something else, but I actually don't remember what it was. But yeah, so that's that anyway. So I think we sell those. I mean, to be honest, selling those would probably pay for that front mounted mower, and actually then we'll do a contract. We need to earn money. The whole kind of reasoning behind this episode is to get on with money. So right, let's jump back to the top and start again. So we can't do bale wrapping. You know, I am simulating. I can only do what I have the equipment to do. Can't do fertilising. Can't do the hoeing. We can do the mowing. Maybe. We've actually already done that field, that exact field, haven't we? Took a while, but this time around, hopefully, we'll find a way of buying that front mower. So that's an option. What else have we got there? Same guy. Oh, that's the field right next to our home, actually. Interesting. So there's two there. And also, I mean that's a pretty small field, isn't it, actually? 3.2 acres, that's quite small. That's about the same size as our field, I think, from memory. So yeah, so there's 3 mowing contracts there. We're probably going to be doing them. We won't be ploughing. We do have a plough. Yeah, it's like 0.8 meters wide, and that would take a while. That would take a while. In fact, even if I got a worker to do it, it'd probably cost it 30 grand in a worker, wouldn't it? So yeah, we ain't gonna do that. We're certainly not gonna be supplying and transporting anything because we haven't got anything. What we did have, we sold. Tedding. I mean, I could actually do a little bit of tedding, and we can try that tedder out. The one that we do have, the very very small one. So there are some options there. Weeding again, we can't do weeding. We don't have a weeder. So actually, what's going to make my mind up on which jobs to do is actually I've activated the mod where you get discounts for contracts. So you'll notice there at the top it gives you some info about the field, and then it says the owner, so Walter, and next to it no discount, which is annoying because we've done a couple of contracts for Walter. We've also done contracts for this field, so that's obviously owned by David. But yeah, I didn't activate the mod until after we've done it. So actually what I've done instead, just maybe temporarily, maybe we'll keep it going, I'm not sure, but I've changed the discount quantity to 10% per contract, which is very much over the top, but that should combat the fact that we've already been here and done this, and we deserve that discount. So yeah, so what's going to influence it is David. David owns that field. David owned one of the other fields, that one I think, wasn't it? If we mowed both of those fields for David, he would give us 20% off one of his fields. And I just want to almost plan ahead now, really, to see which fields David owns. So that, for example, I mean, if you get 20% off of that, it's going to make it 40 grand. That's pretty good, isn't it? We don't have 40 grand, but it's good to know in the future. Yeah. Who owns this? Walter owns that. Katie owns that. We haven't done any work for Katie at all yet, have we? Walter owns that. See, 10% off of that. That's a nice chunk. It's about 6 grand off, isn't it, roughly? Okay, so actually doing jobs for David does seem... Ben? How was that plot of land? 381 grand. There's something there, isn't there? There's something in that plot. Don't know what. Maybe it's got like a farm or something. I haven't actually looked. Okay, so... I mean, I'm not going to lie. I would actually quite like this one. Because right behind here, we can create an opening in the back of our yard and we can get straight to it. Wells wants 107 grand for that. Pretty expensive. Really, but actually, massive. In fact, isn't it annoying that this always goes right in the way of where you're clicking? Why is that? That is very... And the further out I zoom, the bigger it gets. So I can't actually see that entire field highlighted because this stupid thing's in the way. And I'm assuming there's no way of getting rid of it. So when I unhighlight it, can I move it? Oh, there you go. Right, if you go to the side. Okay. So yeah, that's a pretty big field. Compared to this field, it is bigger, I would say. I know we could just look at it. That's 3.8 acres. This one is 4.43. So yeah, you know, not quite an acre bigger, but that's a chunk bigger, isn't it? So I think I would like that one. Who did I say owned this one? Katie. Yeah, we haven't seen Katie yet, have we? So yeah, Walter, what's this? What's this here? Oh, this is to buy the road. We're not going to do that because there's no cost. So it's owned by Walter and there's no discount, but it's free anyway. So does that mean it will be that you'd actually pay us money to buy it off him if we did something for him? That would be good, wouldn't it? That would be good. Right, so I've made up my mind. Walter and David seem both like good options. Probably more jobs for Walter. But at the same time, we need money, don't we? So I can't be overly picky. That means for definite, we need to do that job. Yep. Right, I need to remember how to accept it without... Accept, there we go. Just trying to make sure I don't actually borrow the equipment because I don't want to be doing that. Okay, right, and so the tedding's actually for David. Fertilizing we cannot do. So actually, here and now, that's all we can do, isn't it? That is all we can do. When it says BC off at the bottom there for them, what on earth does that mean? I have no idea. Not sure. Okay, right. We have a contract and we have some tomatoes. It took me so long to do that. We have tomatoes. We've only got 1.5 hours to complete the contract for water. So again, give us 1.5 hours of real time. I've gone actually too far, haven't I? There we go. Pressing the wrong button. There we go. Right. So actually what we need to do though is take these. Take these, sell that on the way to buying the front attachment mower and then just doing that job. See how much better it is, see how much more efficient it is. Cool. That sounds good. That sounds alright. So what we actually want to do then, let's take these pallets on the back of this. Again, this is where keeping hold of this is starting to pay for its worth now. Albeit it is so close to breaking down. I think when it comes to actually repairing it, if it's expensive, we're probably better off selling it. Right, I'm going to go like that. Good. Right, and then we're going to load up using this tractor here. I did say we was going to get a cow in this episode, which is why I sort of abandoned it there. I think we will still get a cow, but for a minute we don't want to spend the money because we need to get that front mower, which we're not far away, are we? We're not too far away from. So let's prioritise that, and then we'll see what we're left with when we actually get there. Okay, good. Right. Oh, cool. There we go. I saved it. Right. Do you know what? For the last one, maybe 2 episodes, each time I thought, why have I left this thing right there? and then I kind of squeeze past it and still leave it there. It's good, isn't it? Let's jump into this view. I like this thing. This thing is such a beast, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's those really fat tyres. I think that's what does it for me. Right. Cool. Jump out, probably get stuck in the ramp. No, there we go. Right, that looks alright there, doesn't it? Ideal. Right, let's go back. Right, good. Then we can actually get on with what we need to do. So anyway, I hope everyone is well. Thanks again. I know I say it every episode, but I just appreciate every view, everything. This is a hobby for me. This is a hobby, and a hobby has to be enjoyable. And I get a lot of enjoyment from talking to people and knowing that people get enjoyment. So, you know, it's great. It works both ways, and it's like a win-win, isn't it, between all of us? Hopefully you win because my voice is not too annoying to listen to, and I win because I know my voice hopefully isn't too annoying and you don't mind listening to it. Yeah, win-win. Obviously, you know, I've I cannot even drive. It's because I'm talking and I can't concentrate. I've mentioned recently in the episode I've got some things going on, work related, which are kind of challenging. I try my absolute best to make sure I don't show that sort of emotion, that kind of in real life frustration that I have. I try my best to not show that in these episodes. When I recorded the last episode, again, I've said it before, I think you're your own worst enemy when you're doing stuff like this. But I listen to my own voice, which is strange in itself. If anyone, for goodness sake, I'm going to swear in a minute. Yeah, listening to your own voice is kind of strange. As anyone who actually creates content, as you know, listening to yourself is an unusual thing to do initially. But oh my gosh. Like, I'm struggling so much with this. I've lost where I'm talking. Yeah, anyway, I will say I've just kind of felt maybe the last episode I sounded like, I don't know, I sounded a bit different. I sounded a bit more monotone than I normally do, so apologies for that if you actually noticed it. It'd be interesting to find out actually if you noticed it, because if you didn't really notice it, then it's just me, and maybe I shouldn't worry about it. Anyway, right. This is the neatest loading job you'll ever see in your life. Part of the reason it doesn't drop the pallet properly is because the ground clearly is not level, is it? No, not at all. In actual fact, in our newly cleared area, let's leave that tractor there. There we go. Right, and then we will strap this up. And strap that, yeah. Am I getting in the right side? I am. It's unusual getting into a left-hand side of a car. Right, I haven't actually looked to see where these sell, so there we go, jump straight to that. So the sell point is the farmer's market, which is probably what I would have assumed actually. Where is the farmer's market though? That is the question. That is the question. Is down here somewhere? Farmer's market, there we go. Right, so we've not been down there before, so that's nice, isn't it? I'll come out of my farm and I go to the left, left again, follow it all the way down pretty much to the edge of the map. Cool. This actually will not take very long, because even though this is about to break down and this is beyond MOT repair, it's still pretty fast. It doesn't turn well. Its turn circle is awful, but it is quite quick. So this should not take too long at all, unless we break down on the way there, which is quite possible actually, thinking about it. Right, either way, I will see you when we get a bit closer. I'll jump you back in. Okay, right, I snipped a little bit out of it there, but not a great deal. I'm sure... Oh, that's interesting, look. I quite like that. Cool little alleyway. Right, I'm sure, going back to talking, I'm sure you've probably seen this potentially in different YouTubers' videos. What I would say is actually, since I've been kind of back at it, recording, editing, it takes up a bit of your time, and you watch YouTube less and less the more you actually play and record. So I haven't watched, I'm probably 6-7 episodes behind on what Dagwin's been doing, but initially, you know, I did start watching that right at the beginning. Oh, I'm assuming this is our point. I don't think that is actually. There's no way is it down there. A bit further maybe. We're going to hit an invisible brick wall in a minute if I've gone too far. Come on. Yeah, no. So if you watched, you know, I know a big chunk of people watch Dagwin or various different people. There's quite a lot of the kind of the bigger, the better. Are they better? Certainly bigger. If they're better, that's up to you to decide. But the bigger ones are definitely playing on this map, so that's why I'm not too worried about snipping too much. Now, where on earth do I go? Because that looks like that, but where that is on the map, it looks more like a silo. Okay, that's interesting, isn't it? Is this the right place? I mean, it must be, because it wouldn't allow me to sell it if it's not the right place. Do I need to unstrap? Well, it's not selling from there, is it? It's not selling from there. This map has some unusual trigger points, doesn't it? I'm going to drive through here. I mean, oh, there you go. Cool. Right. Wow. Wow. How much money did we just make? 5,828, and we are back in the positive now, aren't we, on that environment score, which was 87 quid, just disappeared, but it was. I didn't even look at the prices on them. I just kind of knew we needed the money. When you need the money, sometimes it's not about the price, is it? Sometimes you sell things cheap in a desperation of getting the right money. So there we go. We've got £8,739 now. I was kind of thinking, I hope this is enough to buy that £3,000 front loader. Or the front mower, sorry, front mower. Fantastic. Amazing. This is really good. Right, so this has changed the episode now quite a bit. That greenhouse mod, I mean, it's borderline too good, actually. It is borderline too good. That probably makes up for the fact that we cannot utilise our manure or a slurry properly, because that was my initial plan. So yeah, you're almost getting a ridiculous yield based on what you would normally get if you put manure or some sort of fertiliser product into a greenhouse. So yeah, so it kind of counteracts it for us. Now come on, I'm in a beat up transit van here and I'm keeping up with you, mate. You need to speed up a little bit. Right, cool. There we go. Right, so yeah, so back to the yard, connect up the mower, probably then go via the shop, just buy it outright, no hire purchase today. We'll buy that front mower and then we'll head to Waltersfield and do that little job for him, get paid for it, and also get a really, really important bit of discount, because, you know, it might be a year away yet, but hey, if we can get 30-40% off of that field, we'll mow it. It's a lot of grass to mow, but actually I think that would be a nice field to have ploughed up. We'd have to buy a big plough and get some crops right next to the farmyard. That would be great. God, the brakes on this are awful. I forgot how bad the brakes are. I know I've been taking this corner wide on purpose, but that wasn't on purpose. This thing is awful. It's horrible. I'll have to keep an eye. If I see a vehicle transport trailer appear in the shop, then maybe I can get that trailer and sell this thing. Because I'm sure it's worth... It's just awful. It doesn't even drive that well, does it? I'm sure it's worth like 20 grand. Something like that. I mean, people pay a lot of money for these, don't they? Right, that'll do. That can live there for a minute. Right, we know what we are doing. So, we're going to jump straight into this. Gonna go around and get the mower. We'll stick this front loader attacher somewhere. Probably somewhere under shelter, just in case it rains. Gotta have a bit of realism. I say as I nearly crashed. Nearly lost control of this 33 miles per hour absolute machine. Right, let's disconnect that. Brilliant. That's good. We certainly don't want that on there when we're trying to connect a front mower. That would be a pain. This tractor has not done this mowing job yet, so I can barely control this mower with the John Deere, which did 20, so this might be a very... Oh dear, I can't even get it out of the damn shed. Yeah, this might be a very different... Right. Got what I was talking about. Right, we're out. Woo. Yeah, this might be a very different thing. It's going to be faster because it'll probably mow a lot quicker, but it's going to be longer because I won't be able to control it. And I bet I'll probably stick this into a time lapse. I bet this is going to look pretty atrocious. It might not. It might look amazing. I might do a perfect job. I doubt it. Cool. Right, I'll cut you back in at the shop just when we're actually buying. Better turn my... Wow, I've never turned the beacons on in this. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Yeah, I'll jump you back in when we're actually buying the front. I hope that it doesn't leave kind of a strange uncut line in between this rear mower and the front mower. That would be annoying. That means we'd have to go over it anyway. Right, I'll see you in a way. Okay, here we are, pulling up toward the shop. And we haven't actually checked the used shop yet either, have we? So we will have a look at that. When we actually go in there and speak to them, we will have a look. I'm just going to, again, park this here, because it's less to walk. Turn the beacons off. Don't want to run the battery down, do I? Although I'm sure that beast has got an impressive battery. I really like this. I really like this. Just the Warrior version in black, it just looks cool, doesn't it? This is the kind of tractor you could go to like a McDonald's car meeting, I reckon. Anyway, right, let's jump into here. Who's working today? Oh, hello. What's the betting? You don't have a mustache when we come back. Let's have a look. Right, so we will check the used shop. A lot of these top section ones, yeah, I've seen these 2 or 3 times now. So this is all the same. Wow. Wow. Wouldn't that be nice? £395,000. In the episodes I did watch of Daggerman, I think this is the kind of thing he was using. And I mean, it would be amazing. But the way that I play this game on any series, pretty much, driving something like that would be an absolute treat, wouldn't it? So we'll ignore that now. Silage, we're not into that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? But we're certainly not gonna need that. I don't even think that would fit in our yard. Pallet fork, no, that's for a telehandler. If that was a pallet fork for the skid steer, we'd probably buy that. Fent, that would be lovely. 300 horsepower. Oh, and it's automatically black. I do like a black tractor. I think they look really cool. That doesn't look as cool as our Deutz-Fahr though. That is, yeah, that's for telehandler as well. What else have we got? That was here before, so this is all the same. £24, 97% discount. There's nothing else that cheap. 70. Is that a thing? Bendercat, you will know. You tweaked this mod for me. You kind of sent it to me. Just once in a while, something goes at 97%. That's going to cost 24 quid. 24 quid. Okay, well, we'll do that in a minute. We're not going to take it. It's not why we're here, but we want it for water. I've made that pretty clear. So we're going to buy that and just leave it at the shop. £24. Ridiculous. As I went down there, I noticed there was another Deutz-Fahr. There you go, look. That's actually the exact same model as what we bought, and probably a tiny bit cheaper. But the price will go up when you put it into warrior mode, when you change the colour of it, which I did, which was just a bit of vanity, to be honest. It did cost more. So that'll probably be about the same price. What is that, a Tedder? It's annoying because we don't want that. In fact, that is the one that I said it would be good if that was in the shop, but we don't want that this episode, do we? We don't have the money. Maybe in a couple of episodes that might still be there if we're lucky. Let's have a look. Nothing else there. There's our plough, which we've just bought, so we could have got a cheaper one. That's typical. Hey, square bale of. Hang on a minute. What? £582 for 8 bales. You are kidding me. Wow. So 7 bales will cost you 9,798. But you can buy 8 of the clearance. Maybe we'll call them last season's bales. £582. I almost don't want to buy that because that's too good. But that's not my fault. 64,000 litres of hay for 582 quid. Well, yeah, obviously. Again, it's not my fault, is it? Wow, I assume that was cheap for 1 bale. Wow. Okay, cool. Well, that makes up for losing out on £200 off of our plough, doesn't it? Okay, there's not really anything else here. The irony is we could probably take those bales straight to a sell point and then have enough to buy that Tedder, but that would be cheating. That would Yeah, I mean, you did a good job shaving off your mustache. Yeah, and getting changed, and yeah, interesting. We didn't even buy what I came here for. Oh man. Right. Come on. I'm getting carried away here now. So this menu does my head in. Where is, I know you're seeing it, I've probably gone past it, but where is grass? There you go, grassland. £3,900. We're going to do it. We're not going to change the colour. We're just going to leave it like that. Buy that outright for a change. We don't normally, but the moustache is back. Nice, grew that quick. Look quite trendy there, sir. Pretty trendy. Right. I can't believe we just bought 8 bales of hay for 500 odd £500. I've never seen that before. Actually, I've never seen that before. I've never seen something in the shop have, what did I say, 91% discount or 94%? That just cost us 24 quid. Okay, I actually wasn't going to get that this episode. I just activated it to give it the opportunity to come up in the shop, but it was only 800 quid anyway, so either way, I filled the greenhouse mod up with, I think, what did I say last episode? You might have seen it a bit sooner than I recorded it. I think I filled it up 4 times, so that's got kind of 8,000 litres in it. So yeah, the water wasn't priority, but for 24 quid, wow, can't go wrong, can you? I assumed the field we were harvesting is the one next to the shop, but it's not flashing. Alright, it's the one right in the corner. Oh, it's next to the one we've done already, actually. Who did that? Who did that? That belonged to Walter. So, yeah, we should have already had some discount from Walter there. So this will make up for it, wouldn't it? This will give us 10% off. Okay. Right. Wow. By the time we get paid for this, maybe we could buy some more equipment and then buy the equipment especially to do another job for Walter. We'll see what Walter needs and maybe we'll buy something to do that job, because although the equipment's going to cost us money, it's handy to have, but also the discount is just needed, isn't it? I've got my mindset on that field, I think, behind the yard now. I think that will be a very good field to have, and it would look quite cool. We'll do a little bit of landscaping, create a little pathway into it. That kind of works, I think. That does work. Is it this field? What a bizarre shaped field, Walter. What a bizarre shaped field. Open it up. I was kind of worried it would open outwards then, actually, and bash my brand new, well, not quite new, my brand new Deutz fire. That wouldn't have been very good. Right, this time, naturally, I will go the right way around, because I have to. So we want to open that, and we want to turn that on. Good. Then we want to go to the front, lower that, and I'm assuming turn that on, because it won't need unfolding. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Right, yeah, I am just nervous. It's going to be a little... No. That is actually perfect. I thought maybe, because this was like an out-swinging mower here at the back, this John Deere, I thought maybe it swung so far out, it would leave a very small, thin line of uncut grass between the two. But this works out pretty well. This works out pretty well indeed. Did the last tractor do 9 miles per hour anyway? It might have done. But still. This job itself shouldn't take too long. I try not to cut into the little wildland area there too much, because I don't know, there might be some things living in there, healthy insects and butterflies and things like that, maybe. Right, the thing that's going to take the time with this one is the absolute random shape of it. It's weird, isn't it? But I'll probably pop this into a time lapse. I am missing a bit there, but I can't help that. Yeah, I'll pop this into a time lapse, and then we'll get the money at the end of it. Just before I do that, though, I will just say just a couple of things. So I'm doing pretty good actually on recording at the minute, by the way. So for me, I've got work in a bit. For me, actually doing the recording, it is Tuesday morning, and this is I've already got another episode recorded, which you haven't even seen yet. I haven't even uploaded it. So this is another episode on top of that one. So I'm organised. I'm swinging here. So actually now my kind of quota of let's try and get 3 episodes a week. I think if you do any more than 3 episodes a week on one series, you tend to lose a bit of traction, because me personally, if I can't keep up with a series and I see a new episode coming out, I'm almost put off watching the new episode because I haven't watched the episode before it. Does that make sense? I think that's just normal. I think we all do that. But I wouldn't want to watch a new episode of something if I haven't had a chance to see the last episode. But by doing too many episodes all the time, you almost lose quite a lot of traction actually, because you could potentially do 3 or 4 episodes and people won't watch them until they've watched the last episode. Eventually, you get so far behind, you just don't bother. So I am conscious of that. But to counteract that, I think what I'm going to do, I've got the day off tomorrow. So again, not tomorrow for you watching, but tomorrow for me, which would be a Wednesday. I'm going to do something a bit different. I think I'm going to jump into an official DayZ server and do a little video. I just want to see how well it does, because it's amazing how popular DayZ is. I don't know many people who've never seen or played DayZ before. I really don't. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anyone. So I think I might do that. And I am an absolute noob at DayZ. I really am. I've put a bit of time into DayZ. I've probably put 100, 150 hours, something like that, into DayZ, which sounds like a lot, but that's not a lot in DayZ. And what I would admit, I play DayZ as that kind of, when I don't know how you can describe a zombie game as calm, but I play it as calm. I play it as a bit of chill time, a bit of quiet time, and I normally play it on what they call PvE, player versus environment. So I don't actually have any PvP experience on DayZ. So I want to do that. I feel like when you don't play it with PvP, you're missing out on... Why is this stalled? Why is it stalled? Oh dear. Well, that's annoying, because now I've got to bloody turn all the equipment on again. There we go. That wasn't that hard anyway, was it? What am I moaning about? Yeah, so no, I don't really have the PvP experience on DayZ. I've played loads of PvP games, obviously, but yeah, on DayZ, I know how to fire a gun, but how to do it quickly when another player is zigzagging about, and that's going to be interesting. So I'll definitely go into that as an absolute noob. I'll probably be awful. I'll probably be really, really bad. But I feel like I need to do it. I feel like it'll be good. I want to test the water to see if it's any more popular. It might open you up. I say you up. It might open me up to a bit more viewership, maybe, which is good, especially at the minute when I'm in an RN and in between what I'm actually going to do from a working point of view. Once potentially I am going to get made redundant, which is something else which is coming up. So yeah, I don't know. Now's the time to experiment and see if DayZ absolutely kicks off massively, and I might bring some new viewers from DayZ who've never watched Farming Simulator before. I might kind of, I don't know, amalgamate the DayZ audience with Farming Simulator. You would say they're not quite the same game, but I watch both. So maybe they are. Maybe there's a similar kind of appeal. Don't know. Right, anyway, enough talking now. This is going extremely badly, but that's because I'm trying to line up the front mower as well as still mow with the back mower. So I'm giving it another chance. Maybe I've not given this mower credit. Maybe the mower is a bit better than what I've been saying. The rear one, I should say. It is actually okay, isn't it? And I know that some people absolutely swear by it. So that's why I'm still giving it another chance. But in this sort of configuration with another mower on the front, it is pretty bad. It is pretty bad, but we can't afford anything different. We certainly can't afford to kind of create that butterfly type mowing. So it is what it is. Let's just deal with it. Luckily, it doesn't seem to be taking too long. Right, I'll see you in a minute.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
There we go. The field is done. For some reason now it lets me finish it as well. It has come up in the corner, it's done. It's I didn't quite catch it in time, so I can't tell you what it said. But it essentially said what the contract was worth. It gave us a 10% discount warning, so it said you've now got 10% off any fields or any discount from Walter, which is amazing. And yeah, I mean, this mod seems to allow you to complete the actual main contract, which is really good, because normally I'm quite up for that. I like doing that. I'm not going to now. I mean, to be honest, we pretty much got it all. That was such a weird shaped field. I'm gonna leave it as that. I'm sure that's fine. So I've just lied to you in the episode, because I have literally at some point just said I'm way ahead of myself. I'm super organised, and I'm at a point where I think I'm going to do something a bit different. I talked a little bit about DayZ. In actual fact, now, for me now, this is Friday morning. Yeah, I lied to you. I forgot one very, very important thing, and that was life. So Wednesday, when I was going to have a little dabble on DayZ, I had a child home all day, poorly. I then, after lunch, had another child sent home from school. It's always the way, isn't it? Always the way. Thursday then was a big, busy day at work for me. And here we are now, Friday, and I'm only just finishing the recording. I'm only going to do about 10 minutes now, by the way. And then I can render up and hopefully get this exact video now that you're seeing. Hopefully I can get that up for Saturday. That would be really good. But yeah, I haven't loaded up DayZ. That's gonna have to wait. That's gonna have to wait for a different time now, because where I was way ahead, I'm now kind of behind, and I need to really get one or two of these episodes done today, just while I've got a bit of time before the school run, of course. So I'm not going to do anything major. When we get back to the yard now, obviously we will accept that contract from Walter, which means we'll get that money transferred to us. He's an old man, but he obviously knows how to use back payment, because that will magically appear in the top corner. That's great. And then I'm just going to try one more thing. So I guess the advantage of being a little bit behind is, even though I missed it, and I apologise if you made it to the premiere, I didn't quite make it. Again, life's just busy. But I have managed to read some of the comments and some suggestions, some questions. Things like, why am I going to sell the manure spreader? I mean, actually, I'll tell, I can go for that right now, because looking at this field, if you remember, we the weeds are pretty big. We slurried this field, and we managed to make like a 6 meter, maybe not even 6 meter, 5 or 6 meter wide slurry trail right the way up this part of the field. That was it. That's all it did. And I know from experience that manure isn't really much better. So we could probably go up and down a couple of times with the manure, but that's because it's got less of a width of spread. So yeah, not ideal. And that's why those 3 cows are not producing anywhere near as much manure as what a field like this needs. And don't forget, this is one of the smaller fields on the map as well. So that's why I'm doing it. It's not worth any money. It's more kind of clearing space, really. But that leads me on to something that I am going to try. So again, let's restart this tractor, I mentioned just in this very, very last section These final sort of 10 minutes is probably about 5 minutes now because I've been chatting. There is a very small potential, I've seen it in a comment, that maybe, just maybe, oh my gosh, I forget I don't need to take this so wide now. Yeah, maybe I might be able to put the manure into that greenhouse and it just shows as fertiliser. I don't know if I've read the comment wrong and got overexcited for no reason. I'm not sure. But we might as well try it, haven't we? We might as well try it. So I'm just going to abandon that there like that. That is really cool. I really like that tractor. That wasn't a bad little setup actually. So that is good, isn't it? Now let's jump into the Bobcat. This will be a good test for me to see whether or not I can actually pick up the manure direct from... Oh, don't drive it into the shed. That's not great, is it? I keep saying how nimble it is. I can't even drive it. It's too good. Right, so I'm also again at that point where I can't actually see what I'm doing. That should hopefully clear that bump. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Cool. That's what I was hoping would happen. Just while I'm here, though, I am going to try and see if it triggers. And it triggers as well. Cool. Ideal. So we can do both. Yeah, see, look, you've got 2 or 3 months worth, maybe. And we've pretty much put all of it into one bucket. Yeah, we are not producing enough manure to be fertilising a field of our size. So yeah, that's why the manure spread is going. It's kind of unneeded, to be honest. It's unneeded. Plus we can fertilise the field with that spreader anyway, can't we? With the spreader, the seeder, sorry. We can fertilise it with the seeder. So, right, for this I am just going to switch on the interactive zone markers. I don't normally like to have these on, but I will for here. There we go. Just so I can see exactly where that trigger actually is. I don't know. This might not work. I mean, it's disappearing though, isn't it? It is disappearing. Right. Okay. I'll just jump straight into this trigger rather than flick through all of the various pause menus. There we go. Well, thank you very much, whoever said that, and I am really sorry. I'll find out who said that and I'll give you a shout out, but that is perfect. When I installed the mod, I am so sure that I read it takes manure, and then when I got to this screen and placed it, I was a bit disappointed because it didn't, but it does. Look, manure, solid fertilizer, just like that. Perfect. That is really good. So while we are here, let's go. Might as well. This one. Oh dear, I don't like this. This menu's a bit of a pain, isn't it? Right, 8 waters to 4 lettuce. Okay, this is 8 water to 4 lettuce, but 3 fertilizers, but it cycles twice the amount. That's incredible, isn't it? Right, I'm going to activate that. Deactivate that. In theory, that shouldn't matter because it's still the same output, isn't it? So activate that, deactivate that, and activate that, deactivate that. Cool. That'll probably go through the manure really quickly. But in theory, I don't know, maybe in the next episode there'll be 2 of each pallet. I mean, we've just seen how much money that's made us. So that's incredible. That's incredible. Again, this mod is borderline cheating, but I feel better knowing that I'm not wasting product. We could sell the slurry at the BGA. I'm pretty sure there is a BGA on here. We'll only get a small amount of money for it, or we could just let it build up forever, and maybe after 2 years worth of gameplay we might have enough to fertilise a field. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, we'll do something with that, but at least I can use them, and yeah, that is really cool. That's really cool. Absolutely. And just while I'm here looking at this, again, just to round off the episode, we'll leave that here. These bales, which I am making currently, are, big, chunky. I mean, they're called square bale. They're not really square, are they? They should be a rectangular baler, not a square baler. But yeah, this hour baler is one of my favourite balers in the game. I really like it. But it produces that shape. We need something that produces that shape. Yeah, and I will show you why. So thank you. This suggestion was definitely from Mojo. Thank you again. That's the advantage again of being behind on episodes a little bit, really. And I'll give you a shout out. I missed the premiere, but another 5 gifted memberships from Mojo, which is just incredible. I've got 20 odd members now. This is amazing. So I do appreciate that. But also this suggestion is a bit of a game changer. So I will, rather than going straight into baling, I'm gonna go where is it? This frustrating menu. There we go. Look at that. So this fits to a skid steer, which we just happen to have, a pretty damn good one. And this is a straw blower, but actually it's just a shredder, isn't it? It's kind of, you put a bale into it, shreds it, drops it straight out the bottom. So that is perfect. No more mucking around with cutting open bales and having to scoop up 1,700 litres at a time. But yeah, this is only available for round bales. Yeah. So we need a round baler. We definitely need a round baler. There is a round baler that I've activated. It's going to cost a bit more money, so we're going to have to earn it. But we do have it there. Look, there's 2 options. It's the same thing, but obviously we would go with the case one. I think that would look quite cool behind the case as well. So yeah, that's the plan. That's what we need to get. Obviously, if that comes up in the shop at some point, and again, whatever I say I wish was in the shop does tend to appear, so I'm going to say it out loud. If that does appear in the shop though, for about 15 grand, if we got it for half price, that isn't too bad. So we would sell the square baler and buy that pretty much straight away. It would almost be a like for like swap. So that is the plan. That would be a lot better. Now I know I've just bought a ridiculous amount of hay bales, which was also ridiculously cheap, but that doesn't matter. They just kind of drop in the trigger and disappear. It's the straw that I have the issue with. So yeah, that's the plan on that one, and hopefully it won't take too long to do that. I might even buy the shredder and just try it with that one to see if it actually works before I go too crazy on wasting money. But yeah, thank you for that, Major. That's a good suggestion. Will probably make my gameplay a little bit easier and still stays along those realistic lines. But anyway, apart from that, this has been a pretty good episode. I'll tell you what, let's end it on actually getting the money that Walter owes us. Cheeky monkey. There he is. So what's it going to give us? £3,886. We'll collect that. Boom. While we're here, let's have a look, see if there's anything on there we can do. So again, this is what I was talking about. Is it worth, see that spreader right at the bottom there, look, the one that you get with it? They're really cheap. Is it worth buying one for our own benefit and then being able to do some of these fields? I'm kind of torn to doing as many contracts as possible for Walter, and just Walter. David's got some good fields, but Walter's got the field that I want. So which is, do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? I've had a little look at it off camera. These bushes here, some of these look like they're going to be removable, which would be great. Some of them look like the base game ones or the base map ones you cannot remove. But these ones here, I could just drive through there with the skid steer and cut them down. That will make a nice little track into here. And look at this. Look at it. It's huge. Yeah, I like it. Really good. Yep. And I do think this eventually, if we can get the money to get some form of big plough, I think this would work quite well. Yeah, I really like it. I think it does on the map show as forest. Yeah, it shows as a forestry area, but obviously this outer part of the map here, this is all actual real place. So in real life, I guess there's a load of random trees, but for us, luckily, it's just grass. But I like it. This is cool. So yeah, we will buy this field, I reckon, unless you know of a better one. But we need to ramp up the discount with Walter and try and get this field cheaper. If we can get this for 60, 70 grand, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? That would be amazing. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Apologise, it's a little bit later than normal. Apologies if you were kind of a little bit excited about seeing what DayZ was like. It will happen eventually, but for here and now, I don't know. I don't know. Life's busy. Life is busy. Well, we're done. So until the next episode, cheers and God.